Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Too Weird Didn't Watch, the show where we make fun of movies based on nothing but their very odd descriptions.
I'm Brantley Heaton.
I'm Albert Berg. I'm back in the driver's seat today, Brantley. I've ripped the wheel away from your hands. I'm going to be doing the reading, and I have a very special lineup for you today.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Transformation Central. That's from the movie Princess and the Frog. None of y'all went to see it, and now hand-drawn animation is dead. Screw you. Not you personally, Brantley. I'm talking about everybody else. Everybody's listening. They get screwed.
I had that movie at one point. No idea if I still do.
I have it on the Blu-ray. It's a great movie. Great movie. I mean, like, amazing. That's not what we're talking about today, though.
Because we watched it.
Yes.
To those of you who don't know, the show is Too Weird Didn't Watch.
Yes.
And while that movie is plenty weird, we watched it.
Today, we're kicking it off with a movie called Basket Case.
All right.
Charming country bumpkin Duane Bradley takes a motel room in New York with a basket and a backpack. In a flashback series, we learn the basket contains his surgically removed Siamese twin, who is not only physically deformed so badly the doctors hesitated to consider him a human, but also the vindictive drive of their trip, with the purpose to kill off all those he blames.
Yeah, this was a good movie.
Did you see this?
Yeah. Their brother has like little T-Rex
Dang
arms.
nabbit!
You have no idea how much I was hoping for that.
Why?
It was cool.
But in the reception of one of those doctors, Duane gets his first ever date with the receptionist and wants to start a positive life, too. Then the freak twin escapes. The scene is set for a grim finale. Barely seen this one. I haven't.
Applause, please.
So, next up.
I would like to point out now that when I was driving, we saw none of the movies we talked about.
Really?
Continue.
We talked about Evil Dead 2. You've seen that one.
That wasn't in the podcast.
Oh, no. Yeah, when we were... Okay. Here's one you've sure not to have seen, Brantley. Basket Case 2.
There's a sequel?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen this.
Which is why I picked Basket Case in the first place. You've run us off the rails. Maybe we can stretch Basket Case 2 into more of something. Do you want to tell us what happened in Basket Case? Was it crazy? Was the little T-Rex guy?
Yeah, the brother it looked like a tumor, but had like little T-Rex arms. And it murdered people.
Was it like a special effect thing or like a little person or
what? It was a little puppet.
Okay.
Had like little pointy teeth and googly eyes.
Frank Henlotter's Basket Case 2 picks right up where the original
glad he wanted to put his
Case
name on there.
Leaves off. Where does the original Basket Case leave off, Brantley?
To my memory, they seemingly kill the brother.
After surviving the fall from their hotel room window, Duane Bradley and his misshapen basket-dwelling brother Belial are taken to the city hospital. Can I just stop for a minute and thank the parents of Duane and Belial Bradley?
Well, listen, they're conjoined twins, and they look at him as like, all right, we have this guy, and then we have a tumor. All right, these are our children. That one takes up to your side.
You think that, like, so they, here's what I imagine. I imagine that they only knew they had the one kid. Like, that the sonogram and everything was only showing, like, the one child. Or maybe, this is early, well, it's 1990 that this movie came out, but maybe it's set earlier. They're only expecting the one kid. It comes out with a tumor. They already had Duane picked out. They're like, we're gonna Duane. I've always wanted a child named Duane. And they're like, oh, we got another kid? And the doctor's like, I'm not even sure that he's human. At which point they're like, you know what? Just off the top of my head, I'm going with Belial. Always loved that name. Just, Uncle Belial and, his grandpa Belial. Are you're looking something up? I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to. All right, here we go. What does the name Belial mean? Means worthless in Hebrew.
Wordless?
Worthless.
Oh, worthless.
In the Old Testament, this term is used to refer to various wicked people.
Wicked?
In the New Testament, Paul uses it as a name for Satan.
I think they're probably going for the Satan thing. Although he is probably also pretty worthless.
Yeah.
Like in a sense of like being able to
Contributing
get
to
a
society?
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now I'm gonna get mad. People who are like the whole call people ableist are gonna get mad at me because I've called a crippled person worthless.
you didn't call a crippled person, you call a tumor with eyes worthless.
Okay, well, that's pretty prejudicial against tumors with eyes, Brantley.
Yeah.
Like all of those theaters that don't serve tumors with eyes and the bathrooms that don't have access for tumors with eyes.
I stand by that.
Yeah.
That's my America.
How ableist could you get?
Praise Trump.
Okay, anyway, Dwayne and Belial are taken to the city hospital. By now, their attempt at leading a secret life is blown, and the pair have become media darlings across the country. Are
Right.
these like media darlings? Are they are they on the cover of like all of those tabloid magazines where the Kardashians are? Or the Kardashians like, dag nabbit, we had a perfect streak going 6.5 years. Just imagine. Listen, don't fight my current here, okay? This takes place in a 1990 alternate reality where the Kardashians had been relevant for that whole time.
Okay.
On magazine covers, would you please not harsh my mellow? Thank you. Okay. Kardashians are like, dag nabbit, we had 6.5 good years of nonstop. Every single month we were on the cover of a magazine, but now Dwayne and Belial are the media darlings. They have their own show. They're like, keeping up with Belial or whatever. It's right after Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. Again, we're not going to question the timeline here.
All right.
Because this is my world.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Dwayne's long-lost aunt learns of their situation.
What?
Dwayne's long-lost aunt.
That's an odd relative to use. Normally it's like brother or like not really paying attention dad. Which, by the way, I can't remember, but what's going on with their parents during all this?
I don't know.
I can't remember if their brother killed him or not.
You know what? Some of us didn't watch the first movie.
Yeah.
Did the brother kill them? That seems pretty likely.
I can't remember.
To me, but just based on the genre.
It's been at least 5 years since I saw the first movie.
Wait, I lost my place here. Hold on. But I was also going to say...
Long lost aunt.
Well...
Who was long and lost.
It's
for a long
really
time.
easy to lose track of aunts, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you move around. I'm not in real good connection with my aunts. Are they long lost? Just because I don't email them every week and don't see them?
Well, it was before email, so it's even harder.
Stick with the timeline that we're creating.
Oh,
here.
so email and Facebook and all that was around.
It was around. With
Man, the 90s were better than I
Honey Boo Boo.
remember, and worse. They still had gargoyles though.
Oh, okay.
Find the long lost aunt.
Yes, learns of their situation along with her pregnant daughter Susan. Helps them escape from the confines of the hospital and the eye of the press. Dwayne and Belial's aunt, known as Granny Ruth, which, again, with the naming weirdness.
Like this, I'm in my mind. It's like the second her daughter became pregnant. I'm Granny Ruth. Okay, Mom.
We were gonna go with Auntie Ruth, but okay.
Y'all boys call me Granny. Okay, Aunt Ruth. Granny. Okay.
Their actual grandma shows up and she's like super sad about it. She's like, I wanted to be called Granny Ruth. You were named Ruth
Shut
after
up,
me.
Ma. They've turned into the Beverly Hillbillies at this point.
They are. I mean, are they not? Because the first description, I know we breezed through it because some of us had seen the movie. However, it does refer to him as a lovable country bumpkin. That's a hard word to get through. Serious word to get through without sounding dirty. Country bumpkin.
Country bumpkin. That sounds
country
dirty
bumpkin. Or all country bumpkin up in here.
You're into some odd things, Al.
Yes.
You're a weird guy.
Yes, but also I think those words sound a little bit wrong.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Country bumpkin. I'm just going to keep saying it until it's wrong. Country bumpkin.
It's not.
Country bumpkin.
See, you have the country, and then a bumpkin is a lazily useless clod
Country
who's still
bumpkin.
lovable.
Okay.
Continue.
Granny Ruth takes them under her wing at her mansion that she has for some reason.
Well, I mean, the whole family can't be country, but maybe they are the Beverly Hillbillies. They struck oil and then just This is like a
That was radioactive oil.
This is like a separate part of the family line that things went wrong with. They still had to give him money because they're related, but they just don't talk to each other. So they are on the opposite coast, so you know.
And that's why they're media darlings. Jed was like, listen, I gotta get my cousin Dwayne up in here. He's pretty great. He has some we're not 100% sure is human, but his name is Belial. Can we
He's
get
got
some
a
of
dog or something. I don't know. It's got a little
Hollywood
R.
photographers for them magazines? And whatever the banker's name is like, yes, sir, Mr. Clempitt. All of the money is yours. And so...
all of the money. Man, that was some good oil he struck. He got all of the money.
He was stupid rich in that show, to be fair.
Yes, he was.
Her mansion, which serves as a safe haven for hideously deformed freaks of all shapes and sizes. I really want to see this TV show now. What?
It's the family tree. She's like, you know, it's the same family that produced Belial, so it's just the odd relatives.
Just a lot of people having sex with their brothers and sisters and getting genetically messed up. Whoa.
No need to bring that into this. Probably what happened, but no need to bring it up.
They are country bumpkins. They're country bumpkin all over the place.
You're profiling. Check your privilege.
Just gotta keep saying country bumpkin.
Okay, you do that, man.
Check my privilege living here in Milton, Florida. I've lived in a
what
trailer
have you
park
been getting
before.
into? I have too. They had a pool. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to knock that too bad. Unfortunately, the whereabouts of this dynamic duo won't stay secret for too long.
Are they that dynamic?
I mean, I don't know why I'm singing the James Bond theme song.
He's a guy.
But
Belial was
going
not
for Batman, but it was James Bond. Continue.
Okay. I mean, Dwayne can move around, you know, legs and such, but Dwayne didn't really have those. How dynamic could he be unless he's thrown as a projectile?
You mean Belial didn't have legs? Yeah. I think that's the answer. They're a superhero team. You know how they have like Cloak and Dagger and Batman and Robin and like all of those classic, you know, comic duos. Mm-hmm. We have Dwayne and Belial. And Belial gets thrown like a boomerang and just attacks people.
Fastball special, fair enough.
I could totally see that being a thing in comics.
Yeah.
And he meets Squirrel Girl at some point along with Hell Cow.
Yeah.
Squirrel Girl almost met Hell Cow. I was so mad. She referenced Hell Cow. Maybe it was in their like New Avengers book where they met Hell Cow. Now that I think about it. Because her and Nancy at one point in the Squirrel Girl comic, the new one, are looking at a picture of Hell Cow and like breaking down Hell Cow's deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know Hell Cow's deal. The vampire cow.
Yeah.
Who was basically Dracula Cow.
The only time I've ever seen him was in a crossover with
I don't
Deadpool.
know how that is not like a Chick-fil-A sponsored comic that's going all the time at this point. But somehow it's not. And somehow...
Hell had a great crossover with Deadpool where they were both captured by something. And they break out and they fight their way through. And then Deadpool opens the door in sunlight so the cow just turns into a burger. And he sits there and he eats the burger and he's like, there's got to be a way to fix this. So he whips out his katana and just cuts through the pages of the comic to go back in time. And then he runs through and opens the door again, and the cow dies. He's like, dang it. Then he does it again, and he goes through, and he's like, all right, I have a plan. And they just wait for a couple hours until the sun goes down. Then he opens the door, and there's like 15 Deadpools all eating burgers out there, and the Hellcat looks at him and just walks away. He's like, what?
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is perfect. That's also how that Squirrel Girl comic ended, by the way. And then she met Howard the Duck. Anyway, get back to the dynamic duo of Dwayne and Belial. They team up with Susan, Granny Ruth, and her house full of mutants to devise a plan to do away with the exploitative reporters once and for all.
Calling them mutants, and we were just talking about comics and anything X-Men, so this is like the lesser version of the X-Men that Xavier doesn't want to deal with. Because there are those kids that have mutations that aren't good, like that one in the second movie that just is a blue tongue. So this is just where he turfs them off when they can't be superheroes.
Are you speaking of the 10 men?
The what?
The 10 men.
What are those?
You know, the Roman numeral 10.
No, that's because Xavier is a narcissist. He's a raving narcissist. That's why the X is all over the place. It's the first letter of his last name. And then the X-Men, because they are his!
No, that was also a Squirrel Girl reference.
Really? I thought you were going based on X-Men Origins Wolverine.
What, was there a 10 reference there?
Weapon X. X, Roman numeral for 10.
Oh, okay.
Also, to have the excuse of
that also
X
got
everywhere.
them to have Squirrel Girl heavy episode this week, but
Welcome to the Comics Podcast.
well, Weapon 2 turned out to be a squirrel that was Wolverined. It had two cute little claws and like cyborg eyes. It was amazing.
That is a great adjective or verb. Wolverined.
Okay. Yes.
Could mean two things. One, you were given claws, or two, Wolverine happened to you and we're very sorry.
Moving on
to movies.
Yes. To the final movie of this episode, Basket Case 3. It's a franchise. This one came out right after Basket Case 2. Basket Case 2 was in 1990. This is 1991. They waited a whole 8 years to make Basket Case 2 after Basket Case. Basket Case was...
That was a long fall, man.
Yeah. I don't know like who was sitting around like, remember 8 years ago when movies were greater? When we had these great movies like Basket Case? We need to get back to that. Basket Case 2.
I mean, the director of the second one was so excited, he put his name on it.
Well, the person who wrote the description put his name
whatever.
in it. The Saga of the Times Square Freak Twins. That's their new comics name. The dynamic duo, it turns out, was taken.
They were sued by DC, and it's like, you can't use that, that's our thing. So it's like, fine. The Times Square Freak Twins. It is in New York, so very Marvel.
And DC is like, you can totally have that one. We do not, in fact, have a copyright on that.
Yet.
The Times Square Freak Twins, Duane and Belial Bradley, takes its most bizarre twist yet. I'm terrified to find out.
You know, there was already the mansion full of mutants.
And there was already the tumor that got thrown around to fight crime.
But hey, Belial. Listen, he started as a murderer, then he was redeemed by his aunt, his long-lost aunt, Granny Ruth, who then taught him to fight crime by being hurled en masse at their faces. And probably scratching, and it's like...
It all starts innocently enough when the Bradley boys...
They're murderers! There is nothing innocent about them!
Oh no, they're the heroes. Bradley boys join kindly Dr. Granny Ruth.
She's a doctor now?
Apparently.
She had her doctorate in
Dr.
between
Ruth!
movies.
She's Dr. Ruth.
Oh no.
Twist!
Dun, dun,
It was
dun.
Dr. Ruth the whole time. I don't actually know anything about Dr. Ruth, so I can't make any jokes about that.
Cool.
Do you have any Dr. Ruth jokes that you want to drop in here, Brantley? Listeners at home, tweet us your Dr. Ruth jokes. I'm at Albert_Berg. Brantley, tell him your Twitter handle. Or not.
I don't remember it.
He doesn't remember. It's at Adma Brantley 89573 There's some numbers in there.
I feel bad for anyone who just happens to have that. It's just like, why am I getting Dr. Ruth jokes? What is going on, guys?
This is the fan feedback audience. This is the one where people really latch on and be like, oh, wow, I'm going to tweet
I
in my
have so
thoughts.
many of those jokes. I've been preparing for this my whole life.
You didn't even know this episode. We've just activated them.
Just shout out to you guys, you Dr. Ruth fans.
Dr. Granny Ruth and her family of unique individuals join the boys for a road trip through the Deep South.
Every movie, is she going to add a title?
I don't know.
She's Dr. Granny Ruth now.
I was not able to find a Basket Case 4, so...
Coming 2017.
We're going to get back to basics. There's too many remakes and sequels and stuff.
Where's my remake of Basket Case?
Remake of Basket Case 3.
Just remake Basket Case 3. Have the 3 in there.
The occasion for this road trip? Belial's about to become a proud monster father. And no basket is big enough to hold his ungodly brood. I guess they don't go to church.
So, first thought that came to mind was he has a penis ? Second thought is he laying
question mark.
eggs?
It is shaped like a question mark, complete with a little dot at the end. I don't know. It's just like sort of suspended by his body.
Listen, he's a mutant that's basically a giant brain. He's gonna have powers.
Hella kinetic.
Yeah.
Penis.
He's basically Jean Grey.
With a penis.
Basically Jean Grey.
Okay.
She's got a walking dick. It's called Scott Summers.
Whoa! The comics episode continues.
Yeah, I know. What is going on?
But when a pair of warped sheriff's deputies kidnap Belial's babies, Granny Ruth and the family strike back.
Okay. One, they're a mafia now. That's awesome. A deformed mutant group of Deep South hillbilly mafiosos. That's great. Picture Belial in a suit. It's hilarious. He's got little dangly legs like a puppet.
Right.
because they're not actual legs. Just
his penis has a separate suit.
Yeah, it's magic. But are they warped mentally, or is this just? Is this movie after some apocalypse I'm not aware of?
Having read the first two, I really feel like that calling anybody warped in this world that is not Belial or Dwayne or Granny Ruth, Dr. Granny Ruth.
At this point, is Dwayne the weird one for looking normal?
I think so. I think he probably he's
like the last remnant of quote unquote normal humanity.
Like,
everyone else is
Wolverine rolls by with Hawkeye or whatever, and the Hulk shows up. These are his Hulk brood.
Well,
Isn't that what happened, right? Hulk incest brood? All turned weird and ugly?
Yeah.
That seems a little bit out of character for him, but I don't know that much about the Hulk.
It was maybe a new personality, because he's also gets super strength as Bruce Banner, which...
There's currently a new personality Hulk, by the way, and I loathe him.
Is he better or worse than Snake Hulk, Clown Hulk, or Demon Hulk?
I don't know. He's like
because Clown Hulk hasn't done anything, but just the concept is hilarious because he just basically turns into a clown that's green.
He's like Bro Hulk.
Brock.
Yeah. At least that's how he was portrayed in Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. He was like, I have all the answers, Moon Girl, and you don't. And Moon Girl was like, nobody understands me. This is all I ever say in the comic. Nobody understands me.
Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall.
I hate.
That's what this episode turned into. It's just comic talk.
Well, don't reference better shows. I mean, other shows.
Aww.
Whoa.
I mean, he could afford cameras, so.
Yeah, we can afford them. I just don't want to deal with that. Belial single-handedly decimates the local police station with a crazed Terminator-like fury. He is psychic. How does this work?
He's got telekinesis, so he's floating.
Yeah.
He's also flinging things around. He's doing like the Magneto gun thing, where he's holding all their guns and just firing into them.
Which you would think that Magneto could just grab the bullets and throw them really fast.
Yeah, but he was doing it for drama.
Oh, okay.
The man wears a cape. He's big on drama.
Fair enough. And that's just the beginning, Brantley.
Oh, yeah?
Threatened with the loss of the newest addition to their family, Granny Ruth and the others concoct a delicious revenge against their enemies.
And now is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Climaxing, Country Bumpkin, in Belial's futuristic one-on-one with the town sheriff.
Futuristic?
I feel like this is probably the Jason X of this series.
Because that's a thing that needs to happen to all things.
Where they go into space?
Yes.
These are space sheriffs?
Yes, we had a conversation on Twitter about this.
They have like a space basket? It's made out of
what
metal.
It turns out, spoilers by the way, is actually Belial and Dwayne are descendants from an ancient alien race that conquered the galaxy. And these two sheriffs are the last remnants of the rebellion.
The alien hunters, as it were?
Yes.
Well, that is going to have to do it for us, I think, here at Too Weird Didn't Watch. We covered the basket cases. All three of them, Brantley.
Including the two that I haven't seen.
Yes. I'm sorry there weren't a lot of jokes about basket case 1. You guys, this is a fun little exercise along with sending in your Dr. Ruth jokes. Feel free to make your own version of the podcast where you make fun of basket case 1. Because we didn't do that. I just skipped right through it and it worked out. Thanks everybody for listening. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the podcast if you like this and you want to hear more of it. It drops every Saturday. And I've got a frog in my throat. However, you can also rate us on iTunes and that'll be a big help. To the frog in my throat. Ribbit, ribbit. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.